Have you ever asked yourself, why do narcissists cheat so much? And how do they get away with it for so long? Because here's the brutal truth. Most narcissists will cheat, not maybe, not once, but repeatedly and strategically. Studies show that 85 to 97% of narcissists will be unfaithful within the first year of the relationship. And almost 60% of those won't just cheat once, they'll make it a pattern. But the worst part, most survivors never see it coming. Not because they are naive, not because they are weak, but because narcissists make sure you don't see it. They're not impulsive, they're not sloppy, they're methodical. So how do they do it? They use manipulation as a weapon. They create confusion on purpose. They flip your reality inside out. You're too busy questioning your own sanity to question what they're doing behind your back. You are trying to fix a relationship, they're working on their escape plan. You're worried you might be overthinking, they are counting on it. And here's where it gets wild. The red flags, they're right in front of you, but they are so brazen, you convince yourself that they can't possibly be real. Because who cheats that obviously? Who leaves lipstick on their shirt and still denies it? A narcissist does. Because they know something you don't. You're more likely to doubt yourself than to believe the obvious. Now let's talk about the makeover. Most people spruce up a little when they start dating. New outfit, maybe a gym visit, nothing crazy. But narcissists, they go from 0 to 100. New wardrobe, gym membership, tanning, waxing, grooming, shaving parts of their body they didn't even know existed. They look like they're prepping for a photo shoot, but they won't say a word about it. You know the type. Suddenly they're hitting the gym 5 days a week. They're buying cologne they never wore before, wearing clothes that don't even match their old style. They go from barely brushing their hair to looking red carpet ready overnight. And the weirdest part, it feels like they're dressing for someone else because they are. You only find out when you ask. And then they act like it's no big deal. Why? Because it's not for you. It's for the next person, the next supply, the one they are lining up while still with you. And I want you to stay with me until the end of this video, because what I'm about to share might just explain something you've never said out loud. Why healthy love makes you uncomfortable. Why you pull away when someone is actually kind. It's not your fault. But if you don't understand it, you'll just keep sabotaging the very thing you've been craving. So don't miss that part. We'll go deep into it right before we close. And when you question them, they don't get mad. They laugh, they charm, they gaslight. You are so insecure. Can't I look good for myself? Wow, I didn't know I needed permission to get a haircut. They brush it off with a joke, and suddenly you feel crazy for asking. That's how they flip the script before the conversation even begins. And here's a true story that'll hit home for a lot of survivors.
We were unpacking after a weekend, just the couple's getaway. Sun, sand, some silence between the arguments. I opened his toiletry bag to grab the toothpaste, and right there, between his razor and cologne, was a brand new pack of condoms, unopened, still crisp. Except we don't use those. Haven't in years. We're exclusive. We're raw. And we sure as hell didn't pack them. So I asked. Not yelled, not accused, just asked. And without blinking, this man looks me dead in the eye and says, "Oh, those? Must have fallen in from the store shelf when I bought the deodorant. Like condoms are falling from the sky now. Like they're stuck to Axe body spray like free samples. Like I'm supposed to believe that a whole 3-pack somersaulted into his bag, on accident. And the worst part? He said it so confidently. For a second I almost believed it. Like I was the crazy one for even questioning it."
That's the power of narcissistic manipulation. They're not just good liars, they lie like it's truth. They lie with conviction. So when your gut screams something's wrong, you ignore it. Not because you're blind, but because you've been trained to question your reality. And just when things feel off, they get colder. The tone shifts, the affection disappears, the intimacy drops to 0, and the more distant they get, the harder you try. You chase, you beg, you fight for scraps of connection that used to feel real. But that's the trap. They've already emotionally left. Now they're just finishing the performance. And here's where it gets even more brutal. They start planting fake evidence. Lipstick that isn't yours, perfume that lingers, strange receipts, odd behavior, and they do it intentionally, so you'll confront them. And when you do, they flip it. Wow, you really don't trust me, do you? You're acting crazy again, huh? Maybe you're the one cheating. They accuse you of the very thing they're doing. You find a suspicious text, suddenly they're grilling you about your phone. You get quiet for a day, now you're acting shady. They flip the guilt so fast, you forget why you were upset in the first place, and you start apologizing for what they did. That's called projection, and it's textbook narcissistic abuse. Now let's talk about sex, because the bedroom tells you everything. When they cheat, their intimacy with you changes. They stop touching you, or they suddenly start trying weird new moves. They seem distracted or like they are performing for someone else. It's like being in bed with a stranger. Their touch feels rehearsed, robotic. You're no longer making love. You're watching them act out a fantasy that has nothing to do with you. And afterward, you feel even lonelier than before. Because they're either rehearsing what they're doing with the new person, or they're completely disconnected because they've mentally checked out. But this is the part most people miss. It's not about you, not your body, not your worth, not your sex appeal. Narcissistic cheating is about ego, about power, about validation. They don't see people as human, they see them as tools. And once you stop fueling their ego the way they want, they look for someone who will. Even if you're still giving them love, even if you're still showing up. And by the time you see the truth, you're already trauma bonded. You know they are hurting you. You know it's wrong. But every time they give you crumbs of affection, your brain lights up like you just won the lottery. You hold on to those moments like proof that things can get better. Even when deep down, you know they won't. You've been conditioned to believe their scraps are love, to think their withdrawal is your fault, to blame yourself for their betrayal, because they've trained you to stay, to beg, to prove your worth. But you're not crazy, you're not broken, you were psychologically manipulated by someone who made you doubt your own reality. And here's the real danger. If you don't heal the part of you that accepted the treatment, you'll attract it again. That is why going no contact is just the first step. You also have to reprogram the trauma that made you stay. Therapy, support groups, EMDR, CBT. Watch the video I released last week on the root cause of anxiety post-abuse and 5 CBT tools that help you start your healing journey. That video also has a free downloadable worksheet that you can use to ease into the CBT tools I discussed in that video. And if it's nighttime now, wherever you are in this world, listen to the 6-minute CBT-based guided meditation I made just for you to make meditation easier if you're not used to it. It has ambient tones, rain sounds, it's very relaxing. At first, peace feels awkward. You'll want to run from kindness. You will question people who treat you with respect. That's not weakness, that's trauma. And healing means learning to trust what's good before it feels familiar. Whatever it takes to get your nervous system out of fight or flight and into peace. Because here's what no one tells you. Real love feels boring at first. Healthy feels unfamiliar. Stability can feel like a threat. When chaos is all you know. But boring is good. Safe is good. Kind is good. So if this hits home for you, like the video, subscribe for more content that tells it like it is. No more accepting crumbs, no more making excuses, no more mistaking pain for passion. This is your wake-up call. Let's break the cycle for good.